Good evening, everyone.
Hola. Can y'all hear us? Because we have.
Let us know if you can hear us. We're using a different mic tonight, trying something else. But welcome. Glad you could join us. If you're new to our channel, we are Freedom Homestead. I'm Jack.
I'm Tangy.
And on Monday night, we like to go live and just chat with a lot of our friends. We have many people that join us each week, and we talk a lot about the homestead, about our, right now,
Hey, Carol.
about the gardening mostly.
Oh, yeah.
And about what's growing and what's not. And sometimes you guys have some great questions for us, and we try to
Hey,
answer
Archer
those.
Mist. Hello, everyone that is coming to the chat. So, I'm guessing y'all can hear us. Yeah? Hey, there's 1870s. Hey, there's Aaron. Oh, he's on his way to Illinois. Good times, good times.
Be careful, Aaron.
Yes.
Glad you could join us.
Sound is low.
Sound is low.
Can you hear us
Hush.
now?
I didn't mean to say that. But let's see. I can turn it up.
Okay. Aw.
Anyway.
All right. How's that? Is that any better?
Is that a little bit better? Sounds fine for me.
It's not low on my end.
Okay.
All right. Well, we hope everyone is doing well. Daniel sent me over. Well, how cool of him. Glad you're here.
Daniel sent me over.
Let's see. Just found y'all and been binge watching along with Stivers, Roots and Refuge. I'm hooked. Well, we are happy to be lumped in with Roots and Refuge and Stivers because
That's cool.
they are awesome.
That's good company to be lumped in with.
Yes,
we
it is.
we think a lot of them. We watch a lot of them,
Hey,
and
Jared.
that's really nice of you to say.
Yeah, very, very cool. Hey, Kathy, we do want to encourage you guys to check out our mods. They have great channels and they're amazing
We have
people.
some great moderators.
Yes, we do. Just got in from picking peas. Well, we don't have. I didn't plant any spring peas this year. I may do some for fall, but I don't devote. I know. So Rachel at 1870s Homestead is doing a staples garden. She's growing everything that her family eats in a year. So she's growing a ton of peas and all kinds of stuff. Y'all have to go check her out. But yeah, I don't have that much garden space to devote to peas. But hey, there's Serenity Hill. Let's see. My peas
Got a lot
are
of people
good for
coming on and
spring.
joining us, and
Yes,
that's awesome.
Very, very happy y'all are here. Sorry we missed last week. I was working and ended up going late. I was actually working just until it was time to start. And
You can't talk to your spaghetti. The mic's over here.
I know. Anyway, I want to
That
show.
weird glare.
This is our dinner tonight. It's spaghetti and meatballs and garlic bread, and my son cooked this. And he did a really, really good job. It's very delicious. So, let's see. What did Mandy say? I missed it. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Our fall hunting draws came out. Hubby got bison, moose, and goat. Wow, that is so cool. Can I just say how much I love watching your videos? Oh,
That's
thank you.
up in Canada.
Yeah.
Some of the hunting, I guess. So y'all have draws up there. Who gets to hunt what?
Guess so, but she said he
It's
got,
like an awesome
what did I
draw.
say, bison,
Moose.
moose, goat?
Did you say bear?
No, I didn't say bear this time.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, that's very, very cool. So glad everybody is coming in and saying hi and telling us where you're from. Yes, and my dinner is very delicious. So you'll have to pardon me. I will try not to make a big mess, but I might. So how are y'all doing?
You know, in the summertime, when it's daylight longer, we stay out longer. We try to get as much done as we can, and it's been really tight on our live Monday night shows because we're just coming in and we realize it's time to go live, and we realize we haven't had supper yet, and usually by the time our live show's over, we're about ready to call it a night and go to bed.
Yeah.
So
Well, I go to bed early anyway. I'm an
gotta
early early to bed, early to rise. But Linda said, I'm liking your pics on Instagram. Congratulations on the graduation. Thank you. Yes, this past weekend, the weekend before, we graduated our daughter.
Mhm.
And so now she has the task of deciding what's next.
Yeah.
I think right now the plan is just to find a full-time job.
Maybe.
And then, yeah, I mean, which I'm not rushing her. I mean, she's young. She hasn't even turned 18 yet. So, anyway, so there's that. I'm already thinking about school for Parker. He's our youngest, and he is going into high school this year.
Wow.
I know.
That's hard to believe.
And we actually measured him today. And
What'd you get? 'Cause
well,
you never really said.
since March, he has grown. Hang on, what did we figure out?
I don't know. You never did say.
2.5. He's grown 2.5 inches. 2.5.
That's not right.
No, he's grown more than that. It's more than that, right? 4 inches?
No, you've
I don't know.
not grown no 4 inches in a month.
I can't remember. No, I said since March.
March, April, May, June. No, you're not growing.
Yeah,
You're not growing an
that's
inch
right.
a month.
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
He's growing a lot this summer,
Yes.
but you're not doing that. But anyway,
He's grown. I know he's grown 1.5 inches in just the last month or so. That I do know.
okay,
He thinks I'm wrong, but I'm right.
okay.
Ow! I just hit my knuckle. Anyway, so yeah, so Parker's growing like a weed, and
Oh, we got. Let's see, who is this?
what?
My first live
Well, thanks for being here.
watching from South Africa.
Ooh!
Wow.
Very cool.
Well, we appreciate you watching us.
Let's see. I haven't eaten since breakfast. When I prep for my live and go through the evening with yours, I have no time for a meal. Bless your heart. Well, thank you so much for your dedication to being here. Let's see. My gardens here in Northeast Ohio are really coming to life this week. I'm so excited. Isn't it? It's just, when it starts, it just takes off, and just every couple of days, the garden just evolves
Yeah.
and changes so much.
Yeah, our garden is. It's growing so fast right now.
It is.
It's really fun to watch it because it's changing fast. So when you go out each day, you can actually notice changes taking place.
Oh yeah, and like the fruits like explodes overnight. The leaves get bigger. It's just awesome.
And we are growing stuff that this year we're growing a few things that we have not tried to grow yet. So, every year we try to grow something new to incorporate into our garden and just see if it works, see if we like it. If it does, we might keep growing it, and then we'll try to add something else new. And you're trying to eat off camera, aren't you? Yeah. You're not being very subtle about it.
Well, I'm not trying to like hide the fact that I'm eating. I'm just trying not to be like all open mouth, tongue sticking out, shoveling food in my face. So Rachel asked, what am I most excited about canning out of the garden this year? Green beans.
Good evening,
I'm
Grammy
very
Karen.
prompt.
I didn't say hi to her, but I see her saying hi. What
So-
now? Green beans?
I'm most excited about canning green beans out of the garden this year, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I know I'm going to be making more chow chow. I've been out for a long time, so yeah, I'm going to be canning up a
Wow.
bunch of chow chow, more cowboy candy. My jalapenos are finally growing. My banana peppers have been like rock stars. My bell peppers have been rock stars. My jalapenos have just taken their sweet time, and I thought, I'm not going to have any jalapenos this year. I had 2 plants that were doing really
But
well.
they like it now when it's starting to get hot.
Yeah, they're finally
Yeah.
starting to
They like the heat.
grow. So anyway.
Carol says she harvested
relieved.
5 gallons of blackberries. 5 gallons of blackberries.
Oh my goodness. That
We like blackberries.
Oh my
And we
goodness.
have access to,
I am happy for
wild
you.
blackberries.
Yes,
we could
do.
go get a bunch here in
I bought
another week or two.
I bought some wild blackberry. Not wild blackberry. I bought
Melissa is asking, what is chow chow?
I bought some blackberries from in my gardener, but they didn't live because I waited too long to try to get them planted. Chow chow is a relish that is made from cabbage and like green tomatoes and peppers, and it's got different things, but it's a relish, and you can eat it with. I like it on pinto beans. It's also good on like goulash or hot dogs or all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
A lot of people really like it. My parents love it. She likes it.
Yeah.
I've never really been a big fan of
It's
chow
like
chow.
sweet and tangy.
Yeah, I've always been kind of,
I like
nah,
it spicy
I'm
too.
letting everybody else eat it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't know. It's just not something I
I love
would
it.
rather have.
Hey, living
I know
miracle.
we missed a whole bunch of comments here.
Let's see. All my peppers have flowers. Yay. Our garden is finally starting to grow. I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that this year's weather has been so weird. Won't start my garden till this fall. Would cedar fence slat be okay to use to build raised beds? Yeah.
What's that?
Would cedar fence slat be okay to build raised beds?
A raised bed out of cedar?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
cedar
think any problem with cedar. Cedar would be a good wood. It will last quite a while.
Yep. Let's see, getting watermelon, zucchini, and squash. That is
Everybody
so
does
exciting.
their raised beds different. To try to keep the weeds out of our raised beds, we actually laid cardboard down and then put our compost in. And we've learned that if we don't lay the cardboard down, weeds grow through it really fast.
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend some kind of barrier in your
Yes.
raised beds. I highly recommend it.
Me too.
Even we have some paths around our garden. We have some paths around our raised beds that we have covered with wood chips. So we have these, I think, beautiful little walkways that we've put out there. But we also had to put cardboard under them too. In one area at our garden, we actually put down a whole bunch of wood chips and did not put the cardboard down. And the weeds grew through them really fast, so we raked them over and put cardboard down and raked the. It was one of those lessons learned where we had to do the job twice. If we'd just done it right the first time, we wouldn't have had to go back and redo it.
Like I had suggested.
Yep, but we were kind of under the gun at the time.
Yeah, but I will say how I found the cardboard is, and this is if you've never done it before, call local like convenience gas stations.
Or just stop by.
Or just stop by, yeah. And but Dollar General this year was my friend. Last year they were not my friend because I called, and they were like, "No, we don't do that." And then this year, I went in and I asked if it was okay, and they were like, "Yeah, take whatever you want." And I was like, "Okay." And I mean, I loaded the back of the car, and we used every piece that I got. It was awesome.
Oh, we are starting a garden at our daycare. We got a bunch of tires donated to us by different folks.
Cool.
We're gonna paint them and grow vegetables out of them. That's really cool.
That's very cool.
We're using one tire as well. We have an old tractor tire that we're using for your herb garden.
Very, very cool.
And you know how tractor tires, they're huge, so they make really good big beds. But I took the Sawzall and actually cut the top ring out even more, so the top area of the tire even has more space. And that worked really well.
Yeah, it was awesome. Let's see. We went almost 3 weeks without rain, hauled a lot of water to the gardens, but it finally rained. Yeah, it's I don't know. There's been thunderstorms all around us, and it just won't dump here. And I'm really getting. I don't know what's going on.
We've been able to look out around our house all day today and see rain clouds. And at one point we had to go to town a couple times today. I was getting some work done on one of our vehicles, and we drove through rain. We drove through hard rain. We can see rain clouds. Just not here.
Mm-hmm.
A little bubble here today. So we're in a dry bubble. Dry bubble. um, but yeah, people are kind of getting rain around here. It's kind of hit and miss, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but we need it bad. Like you said, when we went into town, just a couple of minutes from here.
Yeah,
We drove through a monsoon.
Oh, jump off just to go back. They're agreeing the cedar will last a long time. Should do very well for raised beds.
Definitely. So did you guys happen to catch that we got our chickadees? We got our little chicks.
Got our chicks.
And so we've had them now for a week. And they're doing great. Today I gave them some basil from the garden. And
They like it? They eat it?
I think so. I gave them lettuce yesterday,
Yeah.
and they ate all of it. And then today I gave them some basil, and tomorrow I'm going to give them some oregano. I've been reading up on herbs that chicks, they're good for chicks and their medicinal properties. And so yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, I have
And
chickens, and I'm giving them herbs from my garden. This is so cool.
And with that, I went out to do a little bit more work on our chicken coop. And I needed to cut out the doors and some windows. And I did it. But man, I really kind of made it look terrible. I have a Sawzall, so I used a Sawzall and just cut out the holes and just eyeballed it. And, just the way it cut and the way you're trying to hold that, cutting through the wood. And I guess they're not the best, but you use the tools you got.
Yep.
So, yeah, the doors and windows don't look perfectly straight, but I mean, they're doors and windows for chickens.
Yeah, it's for the chickens.
And I did put the hardware cloth over the windows, so I got those all, cut out, wired up.
Yeah, that's what I'm really nervous about is,
Something getting in there?
well, yeah, because we have our dogs, and we've not, other than skunks, we've not really seen any wildlife come into our yard. And now that we're going to have chickens, I'm kind of afraid of what it's going to attract. And I don't want to lose any of them. Like, all 8 of them are still alive. They're all doing really well. I did have to treat a few of them with for pasty butt the other day, but they don't have it yet again. So I'm just monitoring that. And
You should get Amy's chicken book.
I know I need her.
Yeah.
I need her chicken book.
Yeah. Is that Rachel? 1870 says that's what window trim is for.
Yeah, we can definitely fix it.
No.
But
well,
at some point.
You could, but
Yeah.
it's for chickens. It's just, yeah.
But we want it to look nice.
Well, it looks nice. But if we did window trim, we'd have to really do some. Anyway, let's just say it ain't straight at all.
Yeah, raccoons are horrible for chickens. We had them. The raccoons were brutal. Where did we get our chicks from? We ordered them from Cackle Hatchery.
Cackle Hatchery. We have a good friend that actually ordered some, and so we ordered some along with them. So we had one big order together,
Yes,
which
we
actually
save on shipping.
it saved on the shipping, so it was on a
Shipping.
one shipping charge that we split. So
Yeah.
that, it
Well,
helped.
the plan was to split, but they actually surprised us and gifted us the chicks.
Well, they did, yeah.
So that was really cool of them.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
We didn't know they were planning that, but
Nope, we were not. But yeah, but they're doing really good. They're eating. They're
somebody says pasty button and they're laughing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something little chicks can get if you're not aware of it. It's just,
It's where
it's where they can't.
their feces is like pasty, and it can clog their vent where they eliminate, and
It could kill them.
yeah, if
It could stop them up.
yeah,
So
it can, and it can, so it can be.
it does
deadly.
sound funny though.
It does
Yeah.
sound funny,
Sounds funny.
but yeah. So But yeah, it's funny that I was telling Jennifer at Serenity Hill Farm that you plan for something for a really long time and you study up on it. And I mean, I've been wanting to do this for years. So I've watched videos, I've read books, you know.
Yeah.
And then when the
She's
day
so excited.
Then when the day finally came, it was just like preparing for a baby. You know, you read the books, you talk to people.
And now I've got them. What do I do?
Exactly. It's like then when you bring the baby home, it's like, I don't want to kill it or, whatever. And so I just kind of feel like that is like everything that I have learned over the years, I've forgotten everything. And now I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. So, but anyway, but they're doing really good. And yeah, so far, all 8 of them are still alive and kicking.
Yeah. Is our volume still doing okay? Because
That's
I was just watching the little light on our mic, and it started flashing, and I was like, is our mic going in and out? So I hope everyone is hearing us okay.
Tangy is hitting the big mic. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't either. Let's see. Anyone's volume.
I don't
low.
know what that means.
It's kind of low. I thought it was me. People are saying they hear. I don't know. We're trying it. What about now?
I can, well, you know, get close to it.
I know. I'm being funny.
Okay. Sometimes I don't know.
Sounds like I'm hitting the mic. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Sound like Tangy was hitting the mic a bit, like a shirt is rubbing it. Oh, well, I mean, I'm not touching it.
nope, not touching it at all.
Okie dokie.
Anyway,
Let's see.
we may scrap it and not use it from this point on,
Yeah.
but we just thought we'd try it.
Any voles up y'all's way so far? I've not seen any vole damage, which is good.
No, but I was mowing the very back of our property and noticed today lots of moles. Lots of moles.
Yikes.
So, yes.
Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So far, bug damage has been on the very, very down low. The only thing that we've been fighting is cabbage worms on the cabbage, but we pick them up when we see them, and I've been trying to keep it sprinkled with DE, so we're doing good. Let's see what else. Oh, I noticed that I've got some tassels coming up in the corn, so that's exciting. Yeah. Everything's looking good. How about y'all? A vole is kind of like a mole. I don't really know what the difference between the two are.
Do we really have them in this area? Because I'm not
I don't
familiar with
know.
them at all in this area. So we may or may not have them.
I don't know. I think, to me, they're the same as moles, but I think there is a difference.
I think there is. We have moles. We haven't had any get in our yard yet, but they're on the very back of our property where the farmer behind our property is growing wheat and stuff. I've noticed right on the edge where I mow, lots of tunnels.
That's scary.
Yep.
Let's see. How tall is the corn? It is about chest
waist.
high.
Oh,
Well,
really?
our oldest
We've
row.
got yeah.
We've
we have
succession planted, so
2 rows about chest high, and then 2 rows about waist high.
well, the youngest one is about knee high. Let's see. They're like a small rat, but only for veggies. Okay.
Really?
Try some worm castings as well. The flavor will prevent the worms from eating your cabbage. Huh. Well, that is interesting. I'll have to try that. Found squash bug infestation for the first time last night. Dosed with DE.
I do not like squash bugs.
I don't either.
They're the worst.
They are. Let's see, voles were bad here for a bit, but the house dog and large black snake have been working on them.
Hello, Tubs of Love from Oklahoma.
Awesome.
Just now
Yeah,
joining us.
That's Miss Candy over at Tubs of Love.
Heaven's Essentials.
Yay.
Hello.
Yeah, the garden has really taken off. Even though we've not had any rain, it is really, really growing. Let's see, we've only had gnat damage at the house. On the property, we have a huge infestation of what I think is armyworms. Ooh, I had those last year. Those are awful. Absolutely awful.
We had a bit of a problem with the little cabbage worms. I don't know what you call them. The little green worms that eat cabbage.
Yeah, cabbage worms.
Yeah,
That's what I think everybody calls them.
So yeah, we did have, they showed up.
Yeah.
Our cabbage did great, but we really had to stay on top of it.
I was really, like, when we were picking the cabbage worms off, I was like, oh, I wish I had some chickens right now, because they would love this. But that's okay. I've been doing DE. My squash and cabbage are being eaten like crazy. Yeah, it's, I don't know. It just seems like this year, if it's not been one thing, it's been something else. If it's not been weather, it's been pests.
You know what I just thought?
What's that?
You know, when our garden is done with for the fall or winter, it's fenced in.
Oh, I know what you're thinking, and yes, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, just throw the chickens out there and let them scratch around in it.
Yep. Okay, so I have a question though, because I was thinking about doing a cover crop. So I guess we would need to do, we would pull what we can pull out, then let the chickens get in there and scratch and eat and do what they do.
Definitely we'll have to do it early in the spring for them to kind of scratch up everything.
Well, and then
ready.
I guess after we let them kind of clean it out for us, then I can plant my cover crop, right? I don't know what kind of cover crop I'm going to do, but it's something that I've always wanted to do. So yeah, but that would be the correct way to do it, right? I'm asking y'all. I'm asking. Let's see.
We'll find out either way.
Yeah. Let's see. Y'all been talking about all the bugs. I am discouraged. Should I even start up a garden? Absolutely. Manny said yes. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to start a garden, start one. Start small. I mean, or just grow one or two things in a pot.
Yeah.
In a container.
Do we have meat rabbits? Not yet. We have cages, but no rabbits. Our agreement is that we're going to get settled with our chickens
thing
first.
at a time.
Yes. You know,
one thing at a time.
We know a lot of people that jump right in, and more power to them. That is awesome. But the way we function, just because, you know, we both work full time.
Right. That kind of suits us best.
We do, yeah.
Just doing one step at a time and gradually growing into it.
Yeah.
I know it.
Because overwhelm is for real.
Well, I know it takes more time to get where you're going. I know that. But yeah, we don't want to. We've got so much other stuff going on with just our normal jobs and stuff. We just want to try something new, see how it goes, then take the next step and try something else new. And she's correct. That's just how we function. I love watching some of you guys getting all your stuff, and you've got all these different things going on at once, but it just wouldn't suit us doing it that way.
Yeah.
It'd probably backfire if we tried it that way.
It probably would for us.
We would probably get to the point where we would be discouraged or despise it or really not want to do it. But easing into it and getting us used to it, I think helps the best.
And honestly, I think before we get meat rabbits, we had talked about meat chickens.
We had,
but
yeah. I really don't know what our next step will be right now.
I don't either, just because, I mean, we want meat chickens because we eat chicken. I mean, y'all see my grocery hauls. We get chicken like every week. But like a lot of people are saying in the comments, I really want their poop because you can put it on the garden green.
And I really
want our son to learn a trade with that.
I think I would be definitely okay with rabbits as our next step. Not the meat chickens, but meat rabbits.
Yeah, I think that'd be an excellent sustainable meat source, and it's something that both of our kids really want to do. And I would leave it all to them. Give
let's
them
go
that
back
responsibility.
back to your other question. Jump Off A says they would do peas or radishes as a cover crop.
Okay.
just like stepping back in time suggested.
Let's see. Tabs of Love
So
says
radishes, I
we
didn't know
have we have meat wrap. I have heard of radishes. In fact, I'm trying to remember. There was a name of a book that I got one time. I think it was A Year in an Amish Garden, maybe. But it's a beautiful, beautiful, well done book, and it follows an Amish garden through the whole year, and that's what they did as a cover crop was radishes. And I think at one point they talked about they were having service at their house, and there's something about the smell of the radishes coming from the garden because they were decaying and breaking down.
I don't think we'll have a problem with that, since we've got
Because the goat
several
smell.
thousand goats next door to
The
farm.
goat smell would
Yeah,
cover
down
it.
the road there's a goat farm next to us, and radishes would smell a whole lot better than what those goats when the wind blows the right way.
Yeah. Let's see. They multiply quick. Yes. We are only 3 years in, but we preferred rabbits. We tried chickens, but nasty. They
I
are.
think even our son here, I think, would be okay with us getting rabbits next, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they chickens. That is one thing. I mean,
He's been wanting rabbits for a long time.
I grew up. My grandparents had broiler houses, and they had commercial chicken houses, and so we spent our summers picking up eggs and doing all that stuff.
You talk about
But there's
having to get used to a smell.
but whenever you've got I don't know, I've never dealt with chicks though, so having to clean up
You're doing okay.
after them,
You're doing fine.
yeah, I know that. I mean, it's not hard. It's just it's kind of surprising how gross they are, but they're cute.
Chickens are nasty animals, but if you're if you got yours and you're daily keeping them and taking care of them, they won't get nasty. It's when you just let them go for a while.
They're nasty like overnight.
Well,
like,
in a little tote.
yeah,
they
in the
are.
morning, so at night before we go to bed, I go down there, I check out them, and I have to clean the shavings out of their water and out of their food and all the poop. Just get it out of their water, get it out of their food, give them refills, and then the very next morning, it's all nasty again. But
1870s, meat chickens stink. But look,
yeah.
they got a rabbit just to cook and eat to see if they like it first.
Yeah, we actually kind of sort of did the same thing. Some friends of ours, they have meat rabbits, and oh my goodness, it was ginormous. They gave us 2 actually, and I thought it was delicious. I really enjoyed them. What about you? What is your honest?
I honestly cannot remember eating the rabbit.
Well, it tastes like chicken, so you may have thought it was chicken, but it's really lean.
I remember
It's so
growing
good.
up having rabbit and remembering how good it was. I also remember how good quail was.
I've never eaten quail.
So yeah, very good, very tender.
Yeah, but yeah, there's just I love the idea of rabbits, and then our kids taking the reins and breeding them, butchering them, selling them,
Yeah,
selling
never know.
poop,
You never
doing
know.
all that fun stuff. Quail is fantastic. Yeah, I've never eaten them. Rabbit and dumplings is so good. Oh, yummy. That does sound good. You can put their water and feeder on top of bricks. It'll cut down on some mess. I did put their waterer in in a saucer, so that way they wouldn't get.
They still kind of.
So it wouldn't get their shavings wet, but they still kick the shavings up into
Yeah,
the water.
when they
That's
start-
actually a good idea. I need to just raise
When
that
they start
higher.
scratching around, it flies everywhere.
Yeah, and I have noticed that they are trying to roost, so I need to put something in there that will set them up. But I was watching Rachel. She did a really good video. I think it was last week or the week before, when you put your chicks out in the chicken house that Todd just made for you. And yeah, I need to do that. Let them introduce them to the outdoors even before they're out there full time, just so they can be in grass and scratch and but do it while they're supervised. It's like taking kids outside. You can't just let them out there running around all willy nilly. We gotta do a little enclosure for them so they can,
But I don't know why I never thought of, hey, there's a fence around our garden now, and when we get ready to start
one step
getting
ahead,
that
brother.
soil loosened up,
Yeah. Yep. And they'll eat
Yeah.
they'll eat the bugs and the grubs and the.
we need them to do that.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yeah.
we do. I'm excited. I'm very excited to have them and just expanding our homestead.
Maybe a couple ducks.
Good stuff. No.
A couple of ducks.
No.
Get a little kiddie pool.
No.
Have little ducks swimming around in the kiddie pool.
I
think I'd like that.
I actually don't want ducks.
You don't?
No, because ducks are even more disgusting than chickens.
About two. Just two.
No.
You got 8 chicks.
No.
2 ducks.
No. Maybe if we had more land.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, we actually kind of have a temporary pond that shows up every time we have a lot of
No.
rain. But
Well, and when we do have a lot of rain, we have a big pond across the road from our house, and you talk about the ducks.
they're really neat.
I really need to
watch.
find out who owns that farm, because if it's duck season, I'm serious. You can
Rabbit
hear
season.
them 2 or 3 miles
Ducks.
away. There's so
They
many
are.
that
Well, they'd fly right over our house.
They do.
Yeah, and you can like he said, you can hear them coming a mile away. Country Homestead Preacher. We are in South Central Kentucky. Yeah, see, Living Miracle said she is not a duck fan. I mean, I know people who love them and who would take ducks over chickens any day. They eat more. It's like they eat more bugs. They do less damage to your garden, but they're dirtier.
they have bigger eggs too.
They do have bigger eggs. Bigger? Okay.
And
This is a
aren't
debate
they,
that Jackie and I have a lot. When it comes to gardening, bigger does not always mean better. Like with squash. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I understand that if a squash gets too big, it's just not good anymore.
Cucumbers
That's
is
not what
another
I'm
one.
talking about.
Okay, but I like them small and tender.
Well, you like them about that big,
What?
the cucumbers.
About there you go.
Yeah,
Yes.
so about that big. I like them about that big.
No.
Yeah, about as long as my hand here.
Yeah, I like them small. Of course, and I told him because I found a cucumber in the garden that had gotten a little too big. I mean, not too ripe,
Duck
but
eggs
just too
can
big.
be a bit grainy in texture.
Ooh.
I didn't know about that.
That sounds disgusting. Great for baking, though. I have heard that they're good for baking.
Waterfowl are really foul. Yeah, I like that.
But anyway, so the cucumber, and he was like, see, now that's the perfect size. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't put that in a quart-sized jar. Like, I'd be able to maybe put 3 or 4 cucumbers in a jar.
You said you couldn't put it in the jar, but you said yeah. You said yeah, but I can't put it in a jar. So you said yeah. It's a
To
good
what?
size. You said yeah, it's a good size.
I
but,
did not
but
mean
then,
yeah as I was agreeing with you. I
yeah,
was like,
you were agreeing. That's
No,
how
no,
I
no.
took it. That's exactly
Okay.
what you meant. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, that can hurt.
Oh, she's sunburnt really, really bad. I just
yeah.
forgot. She just reminded
That's okay.
me.
That's okay. Let's see. Do you watch Flutie Lick? No.
There is
Not heard of that.
Sheila saying hi from Southern Illinois.
Well, hello from Southern Illinois. Let's
Who's
see.
that above?
I don't know. He is up that way. Oh, no, I haven't heard of them.
So
Quail eggs are 3 times more nutritious than chicken. I have heard that. Let's see, they're cute when they're yellow and orange. Talking about the ducks, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Again, we've never raised chicken. Well,
He's still Maple.
I will say when we were kids. Well, you just said you worked in chicken houses, commercial chicken houses. When I was a youngster, my dad had chickens, and I remember going out and collecting the eggs and the roosters trying to flog me and stuff. And
Yeah, my parents did have chickens for a little while. In fact, I have kind of a funny story about that. we lived in a really, really old, it was an over 100-year-old house, and that on the property we had a chicken house, or a chicken coop, which my brother, before we got chickens, my brothers and I turned that into our clubhouse, you know. And so we also had a barn, all this other kind of stuff, and we had a 2-seater outhouse.
Thank you, moderators, for getting on
Yes.
somebody's on there.
Yeah, I didn't even say what they said, so that's good.
Good.
But anyway, so we had a 2-seater outhouse, and my parents got chickens one time to put in the coop, and the coop was right next to the outhouse. Well, wouldn't you know, somehow, not exactly sure how, but one of the chickens got in the bottom of the outhouse, and my parents had to get it out. I remember it was quite the event. But anyway, let's see. Living Miracle, by the way, I have not forgotten about your book. I still have it, and I need to get it to you. And yeah, I need it. It's right over there in my cabinet. I just need to get it to you. Yeah, it was quite gross.
I'm trying to, I don't know. Our moderators are doing a great job. I can't even get on there and do anything.
Oh, that's all right. That's probably because they've already taken care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know what they were doing or saying, but y'all can get rid of them.
Yeah, let's see. Flutie Lick. Yeah, we'll have to check them out.
Flutie Lick and a great family channel.
Said that they're up somewhere near us maybe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know, we did a live show several months ago. It might have been back around Christmas, New Year's, or even before, maybe, where we talked about YouTube channels that we had not heard of, and people were suggesting some wonderful channels that we started checking out, and that was just really, I remember that was just a great way to introduce new channels to new people, or channels that some of you have been watching for years but we didn't know about, and then we suggested some that some of you said y'all started watching, and so that was really cool.
Yeah. Nastier than a duck, this troll. Well, you guys are doing so well. I didn't even see what they said.
I did not see one thing that they said, so either y'all were on it before. I mean,
yep, very, very cool.
looks like they're still on there, so I don't know who has the ability. Can you take them off? Just get rid of them?
No.
Can't you go to
No, it doesn't.
over here?
It's not doing that.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Hey, Kelly. Let's see. When I was in high school, we lived in an old house with a summer kitchen, and there would be snake skins hanging from the rafters. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, in that same house, okay, so we had, I don't even know how many dogs we had at that time. We had a lot of dogs. A lot. Anyway, one night all the dogs are going absolutely crazy. So my dad gets up, he grabs a gun, he goes out there, and I am not exaggerating, there was a rattlesnake the length of our table.
Really?
Which is, how long is that?
It's about
6 feet?
Almost. Close.
About 6 feet long. And the middle of it was huge, like it had eaten something. And anyway, so all the dogs were standing in a circle before my dad could even see what it was. All the dogs were standing in a circle and like barking toward whatever it was, which it ended up being this big, huge rattlesnake. And anyway, so my dad killed it, and then he skinned it, and he kept the
did.
skin. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But that was at that house. Yeah. I mean, I know black snakes are, you said black snake skins, right? I mean, obviously the skin was not black because they shed it, so it would be white and crusty and gross. But anyway.
Are you doing the Kentucky picnic? Oh, are they asking some of the others?
They may be asking us,
Like,
because they've already.
Or stepping back in time?
Yeah, I would really like to go if we can.
Are they having I know who's here. Stepping Back in Time is here. I think they were a part of it last year.
They were at the harvest celebration, not at the. They weren't at the picnic.
They weren't?
I don't think so.
I thought they were there too.
I don't think they were.
Okay. I don't know, but we loved
I don't
going last year.
remember.
We'd love to go back.
I don't remember what was on the inside. I don't know if it was a mouse or a rat or a chipmunk. I don't know. I don't remember. But
Okay,
it was
yeah.
big, huge, and scary.
It is September 12th. Yeah, we missed the picnic. Okay.
Yeah, that they were the harvest celebration. So
Sometimes I get them confused, and some of them we go to, and I can't remember who we met at each one.
that is a cool story, Serenity Hill. She said when we were kids, a raccoon charged my brother. Dad stabbed it and got before it got to him, and he skinned it and preserved the hide. Like that, I love things like that that have a story. You know, other than just I hunted it and got it. You know, but just a story like that. That is awesome.
Yeah, a coworker of mine was actually telling me a story where the last deer he just got.
Melissa, I would have died. I do not do snakes. Anyway, go ahead.
Now the last deer he got, he was actually hunting with his AR, and he was in a deer stand, and the deer like walked right below him. So he tried to shoot down, and he completely missed the deer. It was like 10 feet below him, and he completely missed it. And it ran about 50 yards away and turned sideways and looked at him, and then it was a perfect shot right through the heart. He said, he was like, it was so close, and he was pointing down on it. And we were talking about adjusting scopes and stuff, and he said, yeah, sometimes, if they're adjusted for a certain range and they're too close or too far away, you'll completely miss it. So
Thank you for being here, Martha. At the same house that I've been talking about, it was a very eventful couple of years there that we lived there. But over the field, there was a huge line of wild blackberries. And so we would go down there and pick them. And then again, my mom's little dog, her name was Hazel, who looked very much like Georgia, by the way. She went with us, and my brother Jerry was picking, and then Hazel got between him and the bushes and was growling and barking, and there was a rattlesnake curled up in the bushes, and she got between Jerry and the snake. And so it's like, yeah, she's definitely earned her keep. She saved my brother's life, pretty sure.
They're good about that. Dogs know.
Let's see. Got attacked by a few raccoons as a kid camping. Oh my goodness. They jumped right up on our picnic table to steal our bread. Terrified me at 4 years old, but my great granddad had a huge laugh. Oh my goodness. They really are, they're fun to watch, but yeah, I wouldn't want one close.
What?
Raccoons.
Nah. Don't want them around here at all. Not when you're growing stuff outside and starting to have some animals.
Yeah.
Just not good to have around.
Melissa said, yeah, changed the whole experience of living in that house was a nightmare. We ended up moving back to Columbus from Barnesville. Yeah, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Oh my goodness. So I used to pick blackberries in West Virginia mountains with my grandma. All she said was watch for snakes. Yeah, I do not like snakes at all. Coons are bold, that's for sure. I tamed an entire family when I was a teenager. It was a cool experience, but no, they need to stay in their space. Yeah, that is a conversation that we've been having a lot around our house lately is, you can train and tame and, hand feed and do all these things, but animals are still animals. And you just have to be aware. I would not want a pet raccoon or a pet skunk I know people do that, but I'm not that risky. I mean.
Okay, so is there anything else going on that's new this week that we haven't mentioned? I know we've got our chicks. The garden has really kind of took off over the last
Ooh.
week.
If you don't follow me on Instagram, look at my bouquet that I made.
That is pretty.
Yeah, I've got
Very
these are
pretty.
dill blossoms and some of my zinnias, which they are starting to get a little sad
Turn it around so
looking.
they can see that.
And then
That
this
side
is
looks better.
the basil.
Pink.
Yeah, but yeah, a friend of mine that lives locally, she did a little video on her Facebook. They have a farm and they sell at farmers market, and she makes bouquets. And she was putting in weeds and herbs and flowers that she grows on the farm, and it looked beautiful. And I was like, I never thought to put herbs and weeds, like pretty
Yeah,
weeds, like
yeah.
Queen Anne's lace. And there was some other things that she knew the name of that I don't. But anyway, they were really, really pretty. So I've stuck some basil and dill blossoms in mine. Let's see. Thank you on the graduate. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really weird knowing that we now have a child that has graduated from high school.
It's really strange, isn't it?
We've been so blessed. We've been able to raise our children the last 5 or 6 years, teaching them at home, being a part of that experience, continuing to be a part of that experience. But yeah, it's I don't know. It doesn't seem like we should already be at that stage. It goes by so quick.
Yeah, that and like, again, thinking about this coming homeschool year, and I just have the one to plan for. That's weird.
Yeah. But I did tell our daughter the day we presented her with her diploma and kind of had I guess you could say a celebration or a reception or whatever you want to call it. I did tell her that her learning should never stop, no matter what age you are. Always keep learning, and always have that passion to learn. So, and I know she will.
Oh, she will.
She's the type
Yeah.
of person where she's definitely going to she's going to figure it out soon. What she wants to do but no matter what,
we say that.
no matter what she decides, she
will excel
continue,
at whatever she does.
She will continue learning. Whatever she gets
Yes.
passionate and interested in, she really puts her time and effort into really studying it and learning all she can about things that she's interested in.
Yeah. But yeah, we were talking about how, we learned so much after school than we ever did in school. And,
Absolutely.
and not just because it's not that we're smarter or anything like that, but it was just we had the freedom to pursue things that we were interested in. And and when you're in that place, you learn so much.
Yeah, from the time I turned 30 until now, which has been about 16 years. So I've learned more. 17 years. Really? Already? No. No, I've learned more within the past, I've learned more in the past 12 to 15 years, I think, than I ever learned as a young kid, or even in high school. But, and I love learning.
Me too.
About certain subjects, I really just can't learn enough.
Well, and it's funny too how a lot of subjects encompass one another. So like, if you're really interested in, let's say, American history, let's say you get interested.
Howdy, Lone Star Living.
Let's say you get interested in World War II. Okay. So
Somebody's asking if I cried.
We both did.
I got choked up.
I cried more than he
I had
did.
to. Yeah.
Of course. But
I started to get
more
choked up,
emotional.
and then I stopped, and I had to stop, kind of take a breath, and
Maybe that's my problem. I don't stop and take a breath.
I just
take
a
keep
breath,
going.
compose yourself. But yeah.
But anyway, but yeah. So when you learn about World War II,
home is,
then you learn, like, you learn economics, home economics. You learn all
Heaven's
kinds of stuff.
Essential is asking what kind of homestead program do we use? I'm probably talking about like curriculum and stuff.
Oh, homeschool. I thought you said homestead.
Oh, did I say homestead?
Yeah, you said homestead. I was
What kind
like,
of homeschool program do you use, or did you use?
Well, we mostly use Abeka, but we've pieced it together. We've used all different kinds of curriculums. And
That's
some,
probably been the main thing that we got a lot of our textbooks from. And
yeah,
use
is
their
Abeka.
stuff.
But again, I mean, we use a lot of different things. But really, I think with most homeschoolers, you learn that you use different resources more than you use curriculum. Maybe like
Yep.
we use a lot of like for American history, we like Wall Builders, Rick Green and David Barton. They're incredible.
Yeah.
So we use them a
We
lot.
do a lot of American history, Constitution, Founding Fathers. We use their stuff because they have the largest collection of founding documents
Original
than
founding
anybody else in the world,
documents.
except maybe the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
So it's the largest private collection.
Yeah.
And they do a tremendous job researching that and putting a bunch of it online, so we have access to it. So when you hear people talk about a certain founding father, and they make an accusation about them, and you say, now wait a minute,
Yeah.
these people have hundreds of his handwritten letters where he talked just the opposite about that.
Right.
So do I want to believe what somebody's accusing them of, or do I want to go to the source and actually read what this person wrote about day in and day out? So it's awesome to have those resources online, and we've used a lot of different resources. I know this past year, Emily, our daughter, we signed her up for some online classes through one of the online Christian academies to finish up some of her business economics, stuff like that, some of her math classes. So yeah, I mean, we're so blessed in this day and age with hundreds of resources, very good stuff out there.
Yep.
So just makes me feel old that we got someone that's graduated now.
Let's see. Serenity Hill said, does that meet the Kentucky Civics requirement, or do y'all do something separate for that?
There,
I mean,
well,
we broad stroked. I mean, we covered a lot of Kentucky history with American history.
yeah. In Kentucky, where we live, well, the state of Kentucky doesn't require you to study certain aspects of, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
they don't require us to study certain aspects of history. I don't know how to say that. I'm not saying that correctly.
we have the freedom to choose what they learn.
But yeah.
But they still have to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. They probably have no idea what I'm saying, but
No.
we teach them everything they need to know, plus a whole lot more.
Right.
I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Whatever the state is requiring, we're going above and beyond that. So I'll leave it at that.
Well, see, my wife did an online homeschool program in high school. I went to a 2-day-a-week homeschool assist program in my first 2 years of high school and did curriculum and dual creds at local community college. Very cool.
No, I'm going to have to look up what Mount Vernon released. I'm glad you said that.
Ooh.
Interesting. They didn't mince any words. I'd like to. Okay.
Yeah,
because
that sounds good.
See, he's one of those founding fathers where if you read what he wrote and his views on certain things, there's no question about where he stood on certain subjects. So yeah, I'm sure they. Well, if they did if they actually followed their own research, I'm sure they would have kind of shut some people up on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, my mind just went blank. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love
I was
learning
trying to pull it
stuff.
off of my
And
shoulder.
you know, with our gardening and the chickens and everything, that goes with our learning too. Talking about you're always learning
Yeah.
and what subjects are we interested in. I mean,
And like I said,
10
everything ties together too.
10 years ago, I would have never thought I would be reading up on how to raise chickens.
And yet here we are.
It's your fault. I blame you.
Listen, we were actually, well, I can't remember who we were talking to about how, when we first got married, we did not have a lot of interests in common. We had like core foundational
If she
things
couldn't talk
in
sports
common.
with me, I didn't know what to talk about. I was all about shooting hoops and all that.
And yet,
And,
we were so into each other.
We were. It was the opposites attract.
Yes,
But-
very much so.
But I tell you, we have grown together now.
Oh, yeah. There's...
You could put us in. We could kill at the dating game, where they put us in separate rooms and they ask us questions and bring the other one in and then say, "You gonna get the same answer?" Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, except unless I start second guessing myself. But yeah, we have definitely. I mean, you still have things that you enjoy that I don't, and same for me.
Yeah.
But I would say the majority of free time things are things that we enjoy doing, and we especially enjoy doing them together.
We have very similar interests. The one thing we've always had in common is our faith. We both had that background, and we both had a solid foundation.
And we both have conservative views,
And that relationship,
which have grown even more over the
that
years.
was what we built our whole relationship on.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, I actually got at Hobby Lobby, I found a really cute sign that I put up in our living room, and it says, "Our family, a circle of strength, founded on faith, joined by love, kept by God." And I was like, that's perfect.
it is.
That describes us to a
That
T.
sums up us.
It was founded on faith, and we've grown together, and the Lord has kept us, and we'll be married 22 years.
22.
We've been
I
together.
can remember that. I can't remember how old I am. I can remember how long I've been married.
I know, then we have to do math. It's like, wait a minute, how old are you? How old am I?
That's the one subject I don't want to keep learning about is math.
Yeah,
yeah.
That is not my strong suit, which is why
This is why I don't
I
build
source
stuff.
that out.
And it's why I very rarely want to build stuff because I don't want to have to figure out how to square stuff up.
Yeah, see, I'm that way with sewing. I don't like squaring stuff up.
Yeah.
And so I do in fact, I don't follow patterns. I usually just cut it out, do the best I can, and hope it works.
Yeah. But if I do build something,
I agree,
I want it
Jennifer.
done right and I want it done correctly. So don't get me wrong. I want to do the best job possible. It may just be I've never been shown how to really do it correctly and be good at it.
Yeah. Mandy said, "I've known my hubby since childhood, grew up on the same street, and have the same faith and church." That is awesome.
Chicken math is the only math that matters.
We've been married 23 years this year. I was 19 and he was 24. Oh, I like that. Jump Off A says he's a number guy. And isn't it funny how, like, we all have things that we are just naturally inclined to do.
Yeah.
And
Lone Star Living got it out.
I think that's awesome.
I remember the anniversary.
okay.
Birthdays are second.
Yeah.
But I remember the important
Well,
one.
yeah, and I remember birthdays.
You remember the dates of everything.
Not
Our
as
first
much as I
date,
used
when we
to.
got engaged,
Not as
when
much as I used
when
to.
we had a milkshake. I mean, you
No,
just
I don't.
remember these things. I remember the first time we went to the movies.
Well, I'm down to now where I remember the month and the year, but I don't remember the day. So, like, I know that you asked me out in November of 97, and then our first date was in January of 98. We were engaged in May and then married in December. That's what I remember. I remember I found out I was pregnant with Emily in October. And
Of when?
of 2001.
Yeah, because she was born in 2002.
Yeah, it was right after September 11th that we,
Oh, yeah.
that we found out we were pregnant.
Yeah, see, it's so hard for me to remember those dates. I don't know why. It's just I've never been like a date person.
Yeah.
Remembering months and
Yeah. Let's see, we made it to 26 years on this Thursday. Congratulations.
yeah, that's a great solid foundation. Building that relationship on Christ.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool. Keep God first and all else will fall in line. Amen to that.
Do you remember what you were wearing back then? I just said I don't even remember. Yeah.
I can remember what I wore on our first date, but I don't remember what you wore. And the
Well,
only reason why
I can
remember is
guarantee
'cause
you
my mom
I
took me
wore blue
shopping.
jeans
Yes.
and probably a t-shirt.
I wore a sweater and jeans. It was a navy blue sweater. My mom took me shopping. No, that's why I remember that. I was so nervous, y'all. Listen, our first date, he took me to Applebee's.
But I could probably remember what car I had back then.
Was it the Amigo?
I think it was that blue Isuzu Amigo.
Yeah. But we went out to eat, and I remember he got chicken tenders and French fries, and I got a
Remember
salad.
that?
I got a chicken tender salad, and I was so nervous.
See, even back then we both got chicken.
It was just meant to be.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, I was so nervous that I would get like ranch on my face or something. And so I just like picked at the salad all night long, and I was hungry, and I'm a big eater. And I was just like, I'm gonna look like such an idiot if I get like, you know, the lettuce swipes the side of my face and I get like ranch all over me.
Oh.
So I didn't eat, but he inhaled his food.
Back when we were just young
It was
kids.
gone in seconds. So yeah, that was.
We were kids. I was a grown boy. I eat like a horse back then.
You were already a full-grown man then. He was our first date. He was 24. I was 17.
Come on.
What?
Chicken in the stars. That's funny.
Let's see. 8 years for my hubby and I. We've been
Yep.
together for 19. We were 14 and 15 when we started
28
dating.
years for
That's so
us.
cool.
Rose's 100.
You're a dead duck, Jack. Her memory still works.
I know.
Yeah, sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. I try not to bring up things like if we get like upset with each other. I don't be
Oh.
like, "Do you remember?"
It's
that
on
time?"
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try not to do that.
Yeah, and
It
I
is
know-
easy to do though.
I know better because I know she remembers everything.
Yeah. Let's see. On my first date, I wore blue jeans, a nice long sleeve shirt. I still have my boots, jeans, and Carhartt. She wore a green flowery top, jeans, and flip flops. It was cold, and I gave her my Carhartt. Aww, that's so nice.
Cold for Texas, yeah.
Let's see.
What part of Texas are y'all in?
We went and saw the movie Scream 2.
I do remember that. We saw Scream. Yeah, in Gainesville, Georgia.
And we held hands. And my heart went pitter patter.
Okay.
Aw. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so while we're on the subject, what was your first impression of me on our date? Like, do you remember?
I was like, she doesn't eat.
No.
She won't eat.
You probably didn't even notice.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you were so nervous you wouldn't even eat your salad.
I was very nervous. I'm trying to remember. You brought me flowers. You remember that? You had like
Vaguely.
roses, and you had them in the seat on the passenger side. So when you opened the door for me, there was flowers sitting there waiting for me.
Okay, Lone Star Living. They're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Hey, Heaven's Gates.
Okay. I was just wondering what part of Texas. It's so huge.
It is. Texas is my spirit animal state.
Have you ever been there?
No.
But
I love Texas. I love what they stand for.
most of Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the whole country goes even if it gets even worse, we're just moving to Texas because they're gonna form their own country,
Again.
and it's gonna be again, and everyone's gonna carry and
I gotta get me one of those T-shirts with the cannon on it that says "Come and take it."
yeah.
I love the story
Yay!
behind that shirt. Well, behind that flag, it's a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said his neighbor has 100 acres and a house for sale. Come on down.
Oh,
yeah.
don't tempt us.
Yeah. Let's
That
see.
is pretty. That's
oh
pretty.
my goodness! Can you imagine 100 acres? What we could do?
100
with
acres. That's a dream. That's dreaming definitely.
That? Yeah. The Gonzales flag.
I don't. Yeah, the Gonzales, Texas. Yeah. Man. Yeah. See, I've never owned. Well, even my family, my parents growing up, I don't think we've ever had over 10 acres.
Yeah.
I do know though that my grandmother had 120 acres, but it really wasn't ours. It was Granny's.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I can't even visualize us ever owning that much land. If we did, that would be such a blessing. But
It would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I thought about that too. Is the majority of it would have to be wooded. It would have to be wooded.
The majority of
The
it?
majority of it.
Why? Why would it have
If we
to
had
be?
100 acres,
Yeah.
well, that's a lot of hunting land for one.
Yeah.
A buffer from everyone else too, and that's just a lot to take care of. So, if you have, let's say you did 20 acres. If you did 20 acres, your house and field, that's 20 acres of open field, and then 80 wooded. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it just depends on the land. Does it have a creek that runs through it?
Yes.
Does it have ponds on it?
Yes. It's our fantasy.
You'd
yes.
have barns, definitely a barn.
Yep.
Some a workshop.
Yep.
Some workshop / barn.
Yep.
Anyway, yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Rose's 100 said my uncle had 304 acres.
Yeah.
Can you even
So that's our goal
wrap
after
my head
we
around that.
after we make it big on YouTube one day and have a video go viral. It just ain't gonna happen.
No. Well, we're not in it for that anymore.
No, we're not in it for that. We're just in it because we love doing what we're doing.
Hunting land. Exactly.
I would like my own hunting land.
Yes.
I would like somebody just to let me go use their own hunting land.
I know. Let's see.
They
You
got
and Tangy
that.
should get together and compare recipes. It would be fabulous. Who?
Did the puppy run by? They're like, oh, look at that. We must have had a puppy
Yeah.
scurry by.
Here her is. Come here. She wants me to hold it. Come here. Come here. Come here, sweetie. I want to say
Well,
hi.
I think our time's up, right?
No, they got us.
Oh, we're
What is
way over.
Come here. What is it?
We're over.
What's wrong?
Did you know that?
Nope.
We're way over our
We're
hour.
having too much fun. Here her is. Oh, look at it.
Our
Yeah,
little-
Emily has been away.
This dog has grown. I don't know if
yes.
Jared is still on here or not.
I don't know. Yeah, it's her bedtime and she is tired, aren't
Yeah.
you, sweetie? Yeah, so Emily has been away over the weekend, and so Ruger, I've been Emily's stand-in, I believe. So she's ready for bed.
She can't see. She's got hair in her eyes.
But anyway, cattle fattening farm 200 were in corn. Wow.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
it's like 9:15 almost.
Well, you make it sound like it's 10 o'clock. It's not 10 o'clock.
I gotta go finish laundry so I can go to work tomorrow.
I've got a contract I need to send out, so.
So
Yeah.
our
Heaven's
beyond
Gates, okay.
beyond the homestead, we have to take care of some stuff.
Yeah. Beyond the homestead, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, y'all, it has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you guys.
Serenity Hill says anytime, Jack. Oh, what? Using some hunting land? Is that what they're talking about?
Maybe.
Might have to talk. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we've loved chatting with you tonight, and we appreciate everybody helping us with our moderators
Our
helping.
moderators are
um,
amazing.
And everybody that has tuned in tonight. We
Yes.
appreciate it. And if you are watching us late, we appreciate that too. We always love people catching us later as well.
Yeah. Oh, look. I
What?
showed her doing this on Instagram. She likes to be
Yeah,
held like that sometimes.
she hides.
She sticks her nose down there and then she will just stay there. It's
Yeah.
really funny. Yes, she's a love bug when she's tired. When she's not tired, she's very, very hyper.
Yeah, it's only 7 Pacific time. Yeah.
All right, thank y'all so much.
All right.
You guys have a good night.
See y'all. Good night. God bless. Everybody have a great week.